Small Firms, Big Marketing, where we help busy CPAs at solo, small, and mid-sized firms who want to grow their practice through more effective, efficient, and feasible marketing and business development strategies. So I'm your host, Kelly O'Donnell, longtime marketing and business development specialist in the professional services sector. And this season 1 of the podcast, we're calling From Prospect to Client. So we're looking at the strategies you need before, during, and after prospect meeting to help convert them from a prospect to a new client. So we're here today with Jen Laidlaw. She's a training expert on leadership and communications, and we're talking about how a CPA's unique brand, personal brand, can help gain new prospects, and how your personal brand really follows you everywhere you go, including into those new prospect meetings. So it's definitely worth paying attention to, and we're thrilled to have Jen here to help us figure it out. So Jen, tell us a little bit about what is a personal brand and how that relates to our CPAs.
Yeah, well, thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. Brand sometimes is a little confusing. People think about products and brands, and really a brand is kind of that feeling that you get when you think about something, right? So we think about some folks like Mary Barra or Sheryl Sandberg, right? They have a personal brand. Some things, feelings, thoughts come to mind about who those people are when you think about them. So
Sure.
If I said like Kid Rock, maybe some different thoughts
Right.
and feelings come to mind when you think about their brand, right? And they're all influential, wealthy, popular people, but they have very, very different personal brands. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what should a CPA be thinking about as it relates to their personal brand? What are some types of personal brands that might be out there? And how can they make sure that their personal brand is being told through the story of who they are and their firm?
Yeah, well, the first step is really just recognizing that you have a brand, right? What are people, when they think about you as a person, what are they feeling? What are they thinking, right? Sometimes our personal brand maybe isn't all that flattering if we really think about it, right? And some things that you might want to think about, when people think about you, are they thinking like, oh, you're kind of abrupt, or you're kind of cold, or you're you're trustworthy, or you're transparent, or you're honest, or whatever it is. But thinking about your personal brand and recognizing that it's happening to you all the time, right? Every interaction you have with clients, emails, phone calls, personal meetings, every interaction you have, you're constantly building that personal brand. So first, identifying really what is my brand right now, and do I like it, is really the first step.
So thinking about that and thinking about what kind of brand you want to portray to a prospect, a potential new client, what are some things that would be important if your personal brand that you wanted to tell was that you were transparent or that you were trustworthy? Like, what are some actionable steps that you could take to make sure that personal brand, that personal brand statement was translating at your new client meeting, your meeting with your prospect?
Yeah, great question. So let's say, for instance, like you said, maybe you want your personal brand, one of your important values to you that makes you unique and different from other CPAs might be, I want to be transparent, right? So then thinking about in those client meetings you're having or the communications that you're having, am I being transparent? You might consider providing more information to a client who maybe doesn't understand exactly what you're talking about.
Or being upfront with bill, fees.
Exactly.
That would be something that would be
exactly
would set off a light to a prospective client to say, this firm or this person is transparent.
Exactly. So just being a little more honest than maybe you might think is that you should, right? But that does create a level of trust and transparency with clients when you're upfront. Just like, if you want your brand to be, I'm trustworthy, right? Then if you make a commitment to a client and you say, I'm going to get something to you at the end of the day, you actually have to get it to them at the end of the day.
Right. So when we leave our prospect meetings and we say, we'll get you a proposal by tomorrow at the close of business, let's do that, right? Let's
Right.
actually turn that around and make sure that we're, living up to our promises if trustworthiness is part of your personal brand.
Right. I mean, there's simple things. It
Mhm.
seems straightforward, but when you're in the middle of that meeting and the promise just kind of comes out, right? And maybe you weren't sure that you even should have said that, but once it comes out, it's out. So if you want that to be part of your personal brand, it's important that you live up
Right.
to whatever it is that is important to you.
So where can busy CPAs go to learn a little bit more about personal brand and how it applies to them?
Yeah. Well, I think there's some show notes
Yeah.
where people can go and look. Um,
So that's at o'donnellimc.com. We have all the show notes and some extra supplemental material as it relates to this topic. And we also have a marketing and business development program for CPAs. It's called Big Marketing for Busy CPAs. And that course will take you through a lot of these same sort of process of identifying your personal brand and your firm brand. So it's a free course, and I would definitely recommend you look into that. So thanks so much for coming, Jen. It was great learning about personal brands. I think you're both transparent and trustworthy. So
well, thanks. I
yes,
appreciate
in
that.
addition to many other things. So tune in next time. Our next episode will be following us through the prospect to client process. So stick around and